BlogTalkRadio, the world's largest online radio network.
Hello, welcome to the Trivia Series. This is your host, Doug.
Hello.
Hi, is this Ricky?
Yes. Hi.
Hey, Hi, Ricky. It's Doug and Pam with the Trivia Series. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. Sorry about that. I was scrambling to get your number, and I had it written down, and I got it. So we're here. Pam, are you with us?
Yes, and we're live.
And we're
live.
Yes, we're
awesome.
live. Sorry, usually we are 5 minutes early, but I didn't know I spaced it because my mom's in the hospital, and I spaced it. I was supposed to call you instead of the other way around. So anyway, welcome to the show, and we're very excited to have you. We have been pimping out your stuff for 2 months now. We're huge fans, so we're glad to be able to.
I am so grateful for that, and I love you for pimping me out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Actually, Pam came across you, a while back, and she introduced me to you, and I went to iTunes automatically and download Manipulator, and I just fell in love with it. And
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, I had never heard of you, unfortunately, and I'm a music whore. I love music and I collect music, and I'm always on iTunes looking for new music. And when I heard this, I was like, this guy's going to go somewhere. And then I found out you were in No Authorities, and I was like, wow, this kid has grown up right before our eyes. So
yeah, I've been in the industry for a while now, so I have a lot of experience. And I'm really glad you liked the record. I produced all of that right here in my room, literally, using Pro Tools and my computer, and I have a Roland Phantom S keyboard, and it's been kind of like my muse. I just kind of make the bass tracks there, and then I add vocals, and then add my other players on top of it. I have a violin player named Allison Montez. She's my best friend, and we make tracks over here. So I'm really glad you like it, because it is definitely organically, something that came from my heart and soul. So.
Oh, that makes it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it a lot different than working with the big, the big time, where somebody else takes total control over it. You did it yourself, and that is, now when I listen to it again, I'm gonna have a totally new appreciation for it, because it's such a great album.
Yeah, it's so different. I've been on both sides of the of the biz. I've been on being on tour and being signed with No Authority, and we were on a major label, Madonna's record label, Maverick Records, and before that we were signed to Michael Jackson's label. So I know what it's like to be co-produced and kind of thrown in the studio with somebody and not really having a say in what the music is and everything. And now it's just a totally different experience. Everything is like, Ricky, what do you want? Ricky, what do you hear? Ricky, what do you vision here? Everything depends upon, basically my vision of what I want to do. So.
Yeah. And
really,
I think a lot of musicians starting out wouldn't realize that once you do get signed with the label, you do lose a lot of control of what you wanted to do.
That's right. The label is, going to want to make money, so they're going to want to return on everything. So they're going to try to, okay, you're going to work with this person, you're going to be like this, you're going to speak like this, you're going to talk like this, you're going to walk like this, and it's a little overwhelming. That's why I want to. My whole goal in life and goal right now with everything I'm doing is just to kind of build my own underground fan base and really have a strong, I call them my rebels, my fans, get a really strong fan base so that we can have more power. So when I do get signed, possibly to a big record label, they'll see that I have this going in. They'll probably give me more, flexibility with the vision and what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have known about you if you didn't follow me in the first place, because I always check everybody's bios and stuff like that and tweets before I follow somebody back. And I was glad to see your link on there, and I listened to it and I was like, wow, you got to listen to this guy.
Fantastic. Yeah, I can really, I just, my whole thing, I want to go on tour so bad. I want to perform, and I want to, that's just been my major dream in life, maybe going to Japan. We're kind of working on possible a Europe, an Asia tour. So that's really what I'd like to do is definitely go on tour, because my show is definitely where I can express myself to the max, and really that's just my passion, performing.
Yeah, I've watched some of your YouTube videos as well, and you've got moves and you've got a body that won't stop. So
yeah.
Hey. Thank you. Well, I work out like maybe 2 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I also take breaks in between. So it's not every single day, but when I do work out, I work around 2 hours. I love to do Pilates. That's kind of like what I do right now. Is I'm really into Pilates because it's really good as a dancer. I've been dancing my whole life, and it's one of those things that it keeps you like your structure of your body just really aligned, so that you're nice and symmetrical, almost like your whole body's symmetrical and equally powerful and all around. So thank you so much for commenting on that.
Yeah, she just linked me to a video of him, the one where he was rehearsing dancing. Do you remember that one? From, that's the one we just watched a little while ago, and I was just like, wow. That's,
thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but it's it all pays off in the end. And let me just tell you, the video from Manipulator blew me away. I was like, who is this cat? Oh my gosh, this guy is
coming out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, I was like, I was not expecting that because your video, your webpage, she had blue hair, and then I saw this sexy goth with a snake around him and just dancing. I was like, damn, boy, okay, we gotta go see him live when he comes around.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, I think, a time in my life where I was really inspired by snakes and the whole, not really looking at snakes as like an evil thing, but kind of like almost a beautiful creature. And we brought in this girl, snake charmer, not snake charmer, what do I say? She owns snakes. Just basically, she can, if anything happened to it, like it got crazy where it started wrapping around me or something, she know how to, a snake handler, basically.
Yeah.
And I was not afraid at all. I loved his name is Angelo, the snake in the video. And I fell in love the minute I saw him. I wrapped him around me. She's like, oh, my God, he loves you. She's like, if you were a gay man, he would be in love with you right now. You guys would be married. So I love making that video. It was definitely a team effort. I had a lot of people involved, like my director, Vicente Cordero. That was like our third video that we had done. So I think the first two videos was kind of like us warming up to each other, kind of getting an idea of how we work. And then that third one was just like, okay, we know how we work together, and it just kind of just all worked. And I love that video. That's probably my favorite video I've ever done. Because there's also an underlying message of technology kind of manipulating us and kind of turning us into robots. So there's an underlying there's an underlying message about manipulation in that kind of context as well. We just recently the video you were talking about, me rehearsing and dancing, that is a video from this last video we just shot yesterday. I just did a cover of somebody that I used to know, okay, and it's like a dubstep cover. And basically, yesterday we filmed all day for 6 hours, a real DIY project. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of dancing in it, and skin and sexiness. So,
well, all right then. We'll definitely put that on our site. So when we do our little tweets that we do from our site, then we'll pimp you out some more. That's what we pretty much do. Just to give you a little background, our show originally was called the Soap Series because Pam and I are working to help save the daytime genre and talking to daytime people. Well, then we thought, since we've gotten a good big audience now, let's go into prime time. Well, then we thought, let's bring in musicians and painters and authors and anybody that's got something to promote that we can help promote, because this is what we do all day, 10 hours a day. We're at home, promoting and helping people, not the Lady Gagas of the world, but the people the real musicians, the real talent, because
the indies.
Yeah, the indie people, the people that are you don't hear on the radio. They play the same 7 songs every hour, and it's like
the people that actually need it, the people that actually need promotion.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So that's so then we switched the name from the soap series over to the tribute series because we wanted to keep in the same line of the verbiage, but we're just paying tribute to all the artists out there because whether it's artists like yourself or just the fact that they've cut arts in schools across the country, art's so important to us and to the world. That's all of us that are creative and artistic. That's how we get through life is doing that. And we just want to pay tribute to anybody that brings enjoyment and entertainment to us as well. So that's why you're here. So thank you for following Pam.
Oh, you're so welcome. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, music saves lives,
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And today's actually my hero's birthday, Madonna's birthday.
Yep.
And so she definitely has had a big influence on me, and I can't imagine not having, a hero in life, So
yeah,
I want to be that hero for my fans,
Exactly. That's awesome.
And it takes people like you to really help us, help me get to meet my new fans. So
exactly.
Thank you.
No problem. Well, let's go back in time a little bit because I remember No Authority. That was, quite a while back. Yeah, I remember. I saw Brittany once, and you had opened up for your kids. So tell me, how did No Authority come about for you, and what was that experience like being part of, touring with people that were gigantic, and what was that whole experience like?
No Authority was, a boy band that I auditioned for when I was only like 11 years old or 14 or something, and we got put together and we just started working together every single day and ended up getting signed to Michael Jackson's label, and we got to meet Michael and sing at Neverland Ranch, and it was just like a wild dream for me because I've always looked up to Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And we made a full record, and with Rodney Jerkins, who's now working with Lady Gaga and everything, and
mm-hmm.
he's a good friend of mine. And we released that record, went to Europe and toured Europe twice, and it was so wild to be in Amsterdam at a young age and seeing all this crazy stuff and be like, oh my God, it's just wild. The whole experience is really wild. Being on tour with Aaron Carter when he was just a little boy, and then we. After that, getting signed, we made another record with Sony, and they didn't want to release the record. They shelved it. It's called shelving, basically, where they say we're going to wait for the right time, which could be any amount of time. So
mm-hmm.
Maverick Records came in and said, hey, we'll buy this record from Sony and we'll release it on our label and just in time for the Britney Spears tour.
Mm-hmm.
And that was you want to talk about me being a dream. That was like a dream within a dream, because Madonna was my ultimate person to ever all the kids, the guys knew in the band, oh my God, Ricky's gonna freak out when he finds out about this, about Madonna. And then we ended up going to Maverick and singing for them live, and then getting the opportunity. They're like, okay, we want to sign you and put you on Britney Spears Who Said It Again tour, and
mm-hmm.
it was just an amazing experience. I love being on the big tour bus, and I love the whole, just going from place to place and doing, on top of all those things, so we were doing like radio shows on top of all of that. So I got to work with share the stage with Christina Aguilera, Beyonce, with Destiny's Child before she went off on her own. She's such a sweet person, and God, 90 Degrees, the Nickelodeon All That Music and More Festival. We did so many shows, so many places. It just was like a wild whirlwind experience for me, but something that I want again, and that's the kind of life I want for myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's one of those things where you think that it's never gonna. And at the time, I knew you had to work hard for it, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, this is going to be forever. No, I knew that I had to work hard, and that's why I started picking up the guitar and started, producing my own tracks and doing my own thing, because I knew that there's a possibility that it wouldn't last forever. So I was always trying to, because what I really wanted to be a solo artist. That was my big dream. I wanted to be like my heroes, Madonna and Michael
mm-hmm.
and Prince. So
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now.
See, well, the road was paved for you to go through all these steps and look at you now. I mean, you're blossoming and you've. I mean, it has to be just so humbling to be so young and have experienced the big fame, and now you're branching off to your own new fame. And when speaking of Maverick Records, did you ever have the chance to meet Madonna, your fan? I mean, you were such a big fan. Were you able to meet her?
Yes, I did. I got to meet her. Well, in order for us to be signed, apparently she had to sign off on, our music and on us. So I know that she did watch a lot of videos of me and a lot of stuff in order for us, because I was the lead singer of that group.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had to like the sound of the record. I know that. But I did get to meet her one time at a music studio. She was playing with her daughter, or on my friend's car. She was playing on his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I approached her. I was really nervous. I never get starstruck. From all the people we've ever met, I've never been starstruck at all. But that's a legend right there. And I went up to her and I spoke to her, and I was like, "Hey, so when are you going on tour?" She's like, "I'm going on tour probably this summer." And then we talked about, she's like, "Who are you working with right now?" Like, "Oh, we're signed to Sony, and we're doing a song called Don't Stop." She's like, "Oh my God, that's cool." She's very, very, I described her as a very guarded person.
Yeah.
She's kind of guarded, and she's kind of like giving you the vibe, like, what do you want? That kind of thing. And I remember, I have a funny story. I remember being in the studio, and they told me, Ronnie's like, "Hey, Ricky, Madonna's here. You got to come over." I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
So we pretend like we're just walking by, and she's on the phone, and I look in to go to see her, and she sees me, and she gives me this horrible look, like, "Who the F are you?" And she comes up, and she slams the door in my face, and I was like, "Oh, I love you, Madonna." I was like, "That's the bitch that I wanted to see." To me, no matter how, people get to think, "Oh, she's so mean. She's so mean." They stop liking their heroes or whatever, or their, people that they look up to. For me, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. I wanted to see that side of her. Because I grew up knowing about how she can be very temperamental. She wants it her way, and to me, I see it sometimes as like she has a pressure,
Yeah.
And she was on the phone with somebody, so she's going to give me a nasty look, and it kind of reminded me of my upbringing in dance. I've worked with very hard. I've had different types of teachers. I've had very hard teachers. People who are quote unquote mean to me. They've always been the best teachers because they've always believed in me, and they've always, what I'm saying? If they don't have, it's weird because I've also had very nice teachers too. Mm-hmm. But it's not like I think that's a bad thing. She's probably doing something on the phone that she needed to get done, and she was just looking at me like, "Get out of here! That's what to do."
Yeah. A friend of mine used to tour with her. He was the assistant to Donna DeLory, which is her backup singer, and he went on the last, not this new tour, but he went on the last 3 tours before that, and I heard a lot of interesting things about her. So I enjoy her as her music and her art and stuff, but personally, she's definitely someone that's guarded for sure.
Guarded, yeah. As a kid, I thought, growing up, I thought, oh, I have to be mean to get in this, to do this industry. I have to be pushy, I got to be, and that's very anti-Ricky Ricky, me,
Mm-hmm.
It's very anti, because my general nature, I'm a sweet person, kind. I'm a competitive person. I want to succeed in the I relate in the ambition side, but I don't necessarily relate on the cruelty of other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not a cruel person. I'm actually I try to keep things very just. Just what you give to me, I give to you. That's kind of my MO. But I had to learn over time that you can't in the industry be mean. You can't be cruel. You can't talk to people, down to people in this day and age, because it's like they're not going to want to work with you. They're not going to want to do things with you. So I had to put aside, put that whole thing in. That was me growing up in the industry. I had to learn how to be more authentic. More authentic. Now that I'm being more myself, I feel less pressure. I feel less pressure to be something I'm not, and it just takes doors for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, speaking of boy bands, I just saw on Entertainment Tonight yesterday that 98 Degrees is getting back together. So that's kind of ironic. Yeah, they're getting back together to do a new album. So it's interesting that the resurrection of boy bands a little bit. So
yeah, that's great. Like we used to hang out a lot on tour with Nick Lachey and everything. So they're really great. They're really great guys.
Yeah.
I remember they. Huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, like when we were on tour, I just remember them always giving us like enough time for sound check, and make sure that they always had our mics up loud, and even when the fans were screaming out, no authority, they were like, oh my God, they're so supportive of us. They weren't the kind of people that were just like, oh, we can't have no authority on there. They're becoming a little too
popular.
Too popular, yeah.
Taking our spotlight.
Yeah, because we've been to some shady shows where they'd be like, oh my God, these guys, too many screaming fans, so they'd put our music like really, really low, or they'd give us like a minute sound check, barely, and walk, little things like that. But 90 Degrees, they've always been gentlemen, so I'm really happy for them.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like they definitely didn't have egos then, so I give them props for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, going back to another legend who's sadly no longer with us, Michael Jackson. What was that? I can't even fathom. Madonna's one thing, but Michael Jackson is a totally different thing. So, what was that experience like to be involved with him?
Well, he the first thing that comes into my mind when I think about Michael Jackson is he's a human person. He's really human. You wouldn't think about that when he's on stage. His persona is almost like robotic. It's so perfect and calculated, but the person I met at Neverland is a kind, human, soft spirit. He was always like, dude, you can have any food you want here. You can go around and let's swimming, or let's do this, let's do that. He's like a child, He's just like a child, and he had that inner spirit about him, and definitely that one of the most human people I've ever met. Yeah.
I've loved him ever since I was a young boy myself, and just to be able, I never had to see him in concert, and I was going to try to go to the, that new concert that he was planning, and I would have loved to see him, but. That would have been amazing. Yeah. I saw the movie, the documentary of This Is It, but had he been able to continue with that, that would have been the concert of all concerts.
Right. Yeah. And here's me dating myself. I love Michael Jackson since the Jackson 5. So.
Oh yeah. Oh hey girl. Yeah, they were dope too.
Yeah.
Now we saw in your profile that your music, or maybe you, I think, were involved in some films and TV shows. And speaking of soaps, I saw something about Days of Our Lives. Was your music in it, or were you in it?
I was in it. I performed in it. I did a couple of scenes with a couple of featured dance scenes. Then I was working a lot in TV commercials as a dancer. A lot of times they'd hire me. So I worked on that show.
When was that? Do you know what date around? Because I'd love to YouTube that.
Oh my God. Honestly, I can't recall, maybe somewhere in the 90s, 94, 95, something like that, 96.
I have to find that.
I think it'd be around 96. Choreographer. I was hanging out with her all the time. And she said, come on the set and check it out, and maybe we'll do a scene. We're like, okay, cool. So going on the set, and they're like, okay, let them do, they put me in a suit. I was like, huh. I'm dancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I got the actors and everybody backstage, and I'm not, into soaps or anything. My mom sure was. My mom was at the time, so she came on set and was like, "Oh my God, we just met so and so," and hanging out with everybody backstage. It was a lot of fun.
That was so nice that you took her there. That was cool.
Yeah. I take my mom a lot of places. She's like my best friend. I know. Yeah. My parents both.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
I know. My mom and my dad both are supportive of me and given me a lot. I didn't grow up in a nasty childhood, and I don't have that story to tell.
That's good. I do enjoy your video where you give us a tour of your room with all your mementos.
Yeah, that was my friend's idea. It was his birthday, and he was like, should you do a little video showing off your memorabilia, because he had never been into my room. He's like, look at all this. Look at what you've done. Look at your past. We have to show your fans this whole, this stuff. And I'm like, okay. I reluctantly did the video because I don't know, something about it. I felt like, I always like to make things like as, how do you call it, professional looking as possible. But I'm like, let's just do it. All right, let's do this. And I showed all the, the magazine clips and everything.
Yep.
And I recently did a reality. I'm up to do a reality show for my music project, and it's being shot right now by this wonderful MTV executive producer that I know. And we just shot like a sizzle reel, and in that sizzle reel we have like all of the memorabilia, like video, screaming fans, like shows, and it's basically talking about my journey from boy band singer to artist, solo pop artist now.
Oh, that's cool. I'd love to see that. When is it going to be
on?
Oh,
my God. Yes, it's once we get signed. Just something, right now it's almost like an audition process. We're going around to all the networks, like VH1, MTV, E, everything. We're going to all of them and seeing which one would be interested in this show. But the sizzle reel is hot, and I'm having, I'm crossing my fingers and telling my rebels to like put good vibes out there to take a show, because I think it's really important, because I think we're going to be focusing a lot on like, being in, a quote like out artists,
Mm-hmm.
How it is possible to be out and still be successful, to be authentic, and to, what I'm saying? That's my whole possibility I've invented for myself, is to show, because it really kills me when I hear about kids or people committing suicide, for being gay or whatever. It's maddening to me. It's something that I know that I could. I have an obligation to help people like that,
Right.
Because it took me a while to kind of be comfortable with who I am, being in the spotlight at the time. When you have labels and people telling you can't be out, or you can't come feminine or gay, and or you'll lose this contract, or you'll lose this and this and this, and it was hard. But now I know in my heart, like, the only way to be successful in life is to authentically be, authentic, and to share that with others is a possibility. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's what this show is about. This reality show, and
that's strong. That's strong. I love that.
Yeah, I even made a video about bullying, and when all the bullying was happening and are still happening. I made a video on it depicting, the destruction and the chaos. It's called Straight Jacket.
Yes, we both love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
We were so touched by it.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the real deal. That's something that I had in my head. I read the book called Real Boys. If you ever get a chance to read a book called Real Boys, it was written by a psychologist, a doctor, about what it's like to really be a boy in this, in to grow up as a boy. A lot of boys have more emotions as a young kid, and they're more expressive than girls are growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, society tells parents that they shouldn't be so expressive, they shouldn't be so emotional. They have to be strong men. And so, like, when a little boy, when a little boy falls and breaks a girl, let's say a girl falls and they're always like, "Are you okay? Are you?" They give comfort. She just scraped her knee or whatever. Same thing happens to a little boy. He falls down. He stands up, and the parents are like, "You're a big boy. You're going to be okay. You're a big, strong boy. You don't feel that." So in other words, like, cover up your feelings. They're taught to do that. And so the consequence as a young kid, covering up all your feelings, you grow up as an adult, as a man, and we wonder why all these men have all these rage issues and, like, there's all these crazy, what I'm saying, things that men do. Men do some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of it is because at a young age, we're taught not to be as expressive as women. Mm-hmm. We're taught to hide these emotions, and that's what Jacket is about. It's basically, he called it he said men put on a straight jacket, so they can't look gay, they can't look feminine, they can't appear that way, because people will think that they're weak. And my whole thing is, look, I'm going to be expressive, I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to be authentic, and I'm going to be successful at the same time, to show that this is a possibility, and show that you can be all these things, and you're not weak, you're not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not all these things. So that's what I'm all about. And
I was going to say, I watched a video of you. It says Ricky Rebel Fashion Sense at Colony in Hollywood, and it says Ricky's no stranger to hot fashion. So you are putting it out there. Even if you have blue hair, you can still dress nice. Express who you are from top to bottom. Yeah, like, I recently hired a cool publicist who's like, Ricky, we're going to put you around town and get you on those red carpet events, and I love being on the red carpet, and I love fashion, period. That's like one of my main passions. It's a love-hate relationship I have with fashion. It's a love-hate. Because honestly, if I can't find the right outfit, I'm not going out. It really is one of those things, like, when we're about to do a show, that's the hardest thing, is figuring out, okay, what am I going to wear? Because I'm not naturally a shopper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't naturally enjoy shopping, the process, because I get very, like, if I can't find what I want, I get discouraged or whatever.
Yeah.
But the actual process of dressing up, and when we have the clothes there and it just looks great on you, and oh man, I like that.
I see that Allison's Twitter she has blue hair. So is she an inspiration for you, or the other way around?
Well, Allison usually has purple hair, so I don't know how she all of a sudden was morphing into blue, and then I'm kind of turning purple. So I think we're kind of like becoming a little bit of each other mixed together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because we are becoming very close. We put an ad out. We put an ad out, like, very recently. Actually, I've known her for like 4 or 5 months now, and looking for a violin player. And she answered the email and the ad, and came in, and she's just talky. She talks a lot.
Yeah.
And we both just started talking, and we ended up hitting it off. And I love her style. I mean, the thing about Allison is that she's got this wonderful talent and gift inside to make music and everything. She's also very, she has vision.
Mm-hmm.
She's very good vision, very good, like, let's dress like this, let's do this, and she has good ideas, Yeah. And she's become one of my close allies. Yeah.
That's great. How was the
performance? I watched a video, too, of her playing when you were playing. You did a video together.
Yeah. You guys have done your research.
Yes. That's what we do.
I love it.
That's what we do all day. How did the Circus Disco go the other night, last week?
It was good. I got to meet Nina Yvonne, who I'd never met before, and it was fun. She's cool, and, like, she called me up, and actually eWorld Music is like kind of like this independent artist. They put on a big award show, and you should go on the show at Circus with Nina Yvonne. I'm like, okay. And we ended up doing the show, and it was great because I performed a new song that I wrote called Star, S-A-R. And it's always fun performing a new song because you never know if the audience is going to like or how they're going to react to it.
Mm-hmm.
But they liked it, and we never really got to try a new look. My hair, like kind of like an character, the Japanese anime type thing, and that was fun.
And I'm looking at her Twitter, and she's got blue hair too. Is this like a Smurf thing?
Well, yeah, that's her thing too. Yeah, so it's kind of like I think what attracted her to me. She's like, "You got blue hair." I'm like, "Yes, I do." She's like, oh.
Well, you know what? I think that Doug and I should have probably dyed our hair for tonight's interview then.
I know, we should have.
Aha! Or at least put on a wig or something. At least put on a wig.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a stranger to that.
Work that wig.
TMI, Doug, TMI.
Oh, gosh. You know, I don't have a filter.
I mean, life is too short, you know. That's my whole take on, why do you have blue hair? I'm like, well, it's like, you know, like I said, it's just more fun.
Yeah.
I like walking down the street sometimes and people just like staring at me and for no reason. I'm like, oh yeah, I have blue hair. I forgot. I'm like, why are you staring at me? Or randomly I'll you know go and buy something at a store and the clerk will just look at me and just smile, give me this big smile, and I'm like, well, that's lovely.
Do any older people come up to you and ask you about it at all, or anybody for that matter? But I would imagine older people.
Yes, older people. Yes, they do. They love it. They're like, God, I wish I was young again to do that. They would tell me that. And I'm like, dude, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Who cares what age you are? Just do it.
Just do it.
They're like, really, should I? He's like, I always wanted to. I'm like, yeah, just get the peroxide. Go for it.
Well, there are some older people that do it. If you recall, on that Christian channel, there was a lady with blue hair that's like 90 years old. Purple hair, blue hair. Yeah. Yeah, the Christian channel, or what was her name? The one with the big lashes and just pink hair, kind of. Yeah, I think Jan. I think's her name. I can't remember. Yeah. I think it's Jan. Not that I watched it or anything, but I just, you know. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, I've seen her before. She's wild. Like, she has this cute pink hair. I'm like, that's cool. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I always envisioned myself, when I was a little child, being on stage, being a star, if you will, and having, like, different colored hair, even before you know, Katy Perry. Like, green and blue and orange, and just having all these different types of color hair. So people see that different. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you couldn't sing, what would you do?
Oh, good question. Well, right now, I would probably be doing a little bit of what I do now. I do privates and stuff and Pilates. Something I have to do with fitness. I'm really into yoga and fitness. So I'd probably be making like some Pilates videos and yoga videos for people, and definitely acting too. My God, I would give my left something to be like a great big a cool movie about, I don't know, vampires or something like True Blood. I would love to act, and I still want to do that for sure. I think a lot of what I'm doing now, honestly, is just wanting to become popular enough to actually do a major film, because I want to be part of a project where they ask me to be in the project, not where I'm auditioning for them. I want to kind of audition for me, and that's kind of different. Yeah. I love it. I know that's crazy, but I've been in the industry for so long. I know that it's possible to be on the other side where they come to you and they say, look, we have a role for you. Look, we think you'd be great for this. And it happens that way. You know, you have enough cloud of, it's basically kind of like why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I really ultimately want. I think I'm an actor. And I don't think anybody really knows that yet, but my acting coach.
Have you been studying long, acting?
You know what, I did as a kid. I studied for a while. After the boy band ended, I kind of went through this, I was kind of depressed a little bit. I was like, oh, man, what am I going to do next with my life, And I ended up throwing myself. A manager just, kind of discovered me and was like, look, you can be an actor. She's like, I can totally see you on shows and everything. So she threw me into classes, and I kind of immersed myself in it. And what I realized about acting is that, basically, when you're singing a song, you have to act.
Right.
When you're performing, you're becoming another person, and you're becoming a role. It's super important in music, especially in your voice, getting the right sound that you need, that the producers need, or that you need for a song. It requires act. It requires you to be an actor. So that's why I do love acting. I think it's the most challenging of all art forms, and I think it's the most necessary of all art forms. In order to be a good writer or a good singer or dancer, you have to, or dancer especially. You've seen these dancers who dance so proficiently, and they're amazing technicians, but there's nothing really going on with their face or with their intention.
Yeah.
What they're doing. Off track, but I forget what we were saying about this. Basically, I want to be an actor. And then my other thing that I would tell people when I was a kid, if I couldn't be doing what I was doing, they're like, what would you be? Okay, I'd be a monk or something spiritual.
Yeah.
Something very spiritual, yogi type stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm very into yoga. Mm-hmm. I'm actually quite good at it.
Do you meditate?
I do. Every now and then, when things get really crazy in my life, it's kind of like my form of prayer. I kind of sit down and focus on a mantra that I have. I'm actually a TM technician, transcendental. I study TM, transcendental meditation, and it's something that Michael Jackson actually did too. He was the one who told me about it and told me to study it.
Oh, it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Transcendental meditation is a form of meditating. You focus on the mantra over and over again, innocently. Saying the mantra when all these thoughts come into your head. You kind of focus your thoughts onto the mantra. And it's really good because it teaches you, it quiets your mind.
That's something Doug and I need to learn how to do because we're wired 24/7. The only time is downtime is when you get that 5 minutes of that deep sleep and that's it. Otherwise, our minds are going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! When I was doing it for real, studying it for real, they want us to do it 20 minutes in the morning, and then 20 minutes, at night. And I swear, times when I felt so relaxed, I could feel. I'm not kidding. I feel like my body, kind of my soul kind of leaving my body. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience, and I don't tell people about it. But after that, I kind of stopped doing it for a while. I was a little freaked out. But like I said, that was something that I started doing when the boy band thing ended, and I needed something to calm myself because I had a lot of anxiety. I kind of lost my identity a little bit. So it really helped to focus me. I recommend it.
I think that if I did that, maybe I could give up the Xanax I take at night.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's a gift. It's something that has to be practiced because I can see that during the day, a difference between me and other people is as some of the people that I meet that I meet in my classes or I meet around town or a fellow artist, is I have a calmness inside of me that I'm able to access. You know, a lot of my friends who are in the industry, they can't sleep. They can't calm themselves down, you know?
Mhm.
But I think that's something that you have to learn how to do that within yourself. You have to learn how to quiet your mind. And it's like it's crazy. I call it a shut the F up.
I like that.
Yeah, just like shut up and, you know, just chill out. And it helps with your creativity too. You start getting some crazy, wild ideas too.
Yeah. Well, we have someone who you know, Rachel, who's called in to say hi to you. She's the one that runs your Rebel Street team.
Yes, I'm very fond of Rachel.
Rachel, go ahead. You're on with Ricky.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Stranger.
So, yeah, long time no see.
Long time no see. How are you, babe?
I'm good.
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you and tell Pam and Doug about the mask you made for me. I really love it. She made this amazing mask, and we wore it in the video yesterday. And I'm really proud of you for making it. It's so dope.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I'm happy it came together. I randomly found like all of the pieces in like random stores.
That's so nice.
That would have taken me like a year to make. Or I'm not very crafty, so I really appreciate you doing that for me.
No problem.
Mhm.
So I have a question. So I've been a fan for a long time, you know this, and I've noticed you've gone through sort of like different eras, like different changes. You've gone from the you need a woman, that androgynous, womanly, sexy look to being like the blue hair pop star leader of the band. And I'm wondering, are you still evolving as an artist? And if so, where do you see Ricky Rebel going?
You know what? I can't really put down exactly who I'm going to become in the future until I actually become that. I have done so many, I wanted to put like a scrapbook together of all these different evolutions of me that I've gone through. It really depends on the people that come into my life. I feel like I'm an influential person on people, but I'm also highly influenced by my environment. So a lot of it is who I'm hanging around with. So hopefully I'm hanging around some really good people.
Right.
Because they have a way of influencing me, and I have a way of influencing them. I was just recently in a relationship that was very conservative. So we wanted to clean up or kind of make it a little more commercial. How this whole pop artist, pop star came about. We wanted to make it a little more global, and that's what we did. And now it seems like I'm going into this new kind of star mode, kind of astro, universal type thing, space, and I think that's what's going to be the next evolution. Something glamorous like that.
That's exciting.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yes, definitely.
Something glamorous. Definitely physical, like using physical body, showing my body, and just kind of being star mode. It's just star mode now. That's how I can describe it. I went through manipulator mode, and I went through that whole thing, and now I feel like I'm in a different mode.
Yeah, I see. I can see where you're going because I saw you at Circus Disco, and so I see where you're going with the whole star, with your more paint in your hair and everything.
Yeah, my hair is getting a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always about like I said, it's really about what I'm going through at the time emotionally. When I Need a Woman, it was kind of like a real rebellious time in my life, a real like, F you, I'm gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna wear whips and shades, and I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna do this and be really super honest about this and that. But I'm not really angry anymore. I'm not angry. But I definitely do. I'm in a different place. I'm in a good place. I'm more content with myself and more content with where things are going. So I think it's gonna be a good phase.
Oh,
I'm
excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
as long as you keep making music, that's all. You know, and
I'll always be there supporting you.
Right.
I know, and I love you so much, Rachel. You've been the best support for me, and I really appreciate it. And I know that Rachel's more committed to my success sometimes than I am.
Yeah.
She's so committed, and I love her for that. And I know you're going to be there for the long run, for the long haul.
Well, perfect.
Your
Well,
music helped change my life. Like I'm gonna be in it forever. You're not gonna be that easy.
Yeah, I know. And we're going when we do Madison Square Garden. You're going to be up there. You're going to be in the front. So don't worry about it. I got you covered.
Well, thank you, Rachel, for calling in.
No problem.
Love you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
Bye-bye.
No problem. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, you picked the best person to get on the phone with me. Recently we had Rachel come in and do the music video for somebody that I used to know. And she helped out with everything, and she was such a big help. And she's got a lot of great ideas, too. She can sing. Rachel is a singer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, we got one more caller to go, and then we'll disconnect with you, and then we're going to play our two favorite songs, Manipulator and Straight Jacket, for the fans, so that way they can run out and buy your album on iTunes.
Yay!
Yeah.
That makes me happy. With that money,
you definitely have to come to Chicago, too, so me and Doug can see you.
I've been to Chicago, and I actually love Chicago. It's a very clean city. They take care of their streets, everything. I like Chicago. We did the Ricky Lakes, and I remember with Jenny Jones. Oh my God!
Yeah.
We did the Jenny Jones show in Chicago. That's what I want to see on YouTube.
Oh,
I think it's on there.
I'll have to look for that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Jenny
Jones used to be good.
Yeah,
Jenny Jones was the bomb. I mean, with everything that No Authority did, I swear, everyone was just like, I saw you on the Jenny Jones show.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we have another Pam on the line for us. Pam, go ahead. You're on with Ricky.
Hi, Ricky. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Pam. How are you?
I want to tell you, seriously, I have not heard your music until Doug was telling me last night during another interview, and he gave me the link to the Manipulator song. Okay,
yeah.
I can't dance right now because my knee's all messed up, but I was dancing in my chair. That song rocks.
Yeah.
It does. It's a good dance song. It really is.
Another
Thank
new
you.
fan.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love you. Thank you so much. That means so much
What type
to
of
me.
music do you buy? What are your what kind of music do you listen to?
Honestly, I'm listening right now to Sirius Radio, the Elvis Presley channel. Is that weird?
Really?
No.
I'm so into Elvis. His voice. I love it. I love his very vulnerable singer. And I listen lots to Elvis. I love listening to right now dance is really big, and I like dubstep. I like all the cool. I like where music is right now in general on the radio. It's dance oriented, and so I love it.
You should come here in Rochester and do a concert.
See, we want you everywhere.
We want you everywhere.
I'm in Rochester, New York.
I want to do shows all around the world. I want to go to Rochester. I want to go to Chicago. I just do. I want to live that life. So hopefully, the more the people hear my music.
I can tell you
a
good place here. A good place for you to start out here would be the Water Street Music Hall.
Really?
There you go.
Do you want to call my manager? I've got a great manager now. I'm so happy. You can always hook it up. Jake Schultz. On my actually people can book the band on www.rickyrebelrocks.com.
Okay.
Yeah, like on just in general for people to know, like if you ever want to book me, you could always just contact that email. That email goes directly to Jake Schultz, my manager, and he's got
could I make like a suggestion to him for places you could play here?
Yeah, that would be amazing because he works with a company that does like Live Nation, you know, the touring.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so he could probably help us make it happen.
Perfect.
Yay!
Yay for more fans. You're gonna get a lot more. You're gonna get a lot more fans between me and Pam promoting you all over every social media outlet. So.
Right. I know you guys are you guys are wonderful. I'm so glad I met you guys. Like for real though.
Yeah, and Pam and I are going to be coming out to LA hopefully, later this year. So when we do, we're going to have to connect with you so we can like go hang out and do something.
Yeah, that would be great. I'll show you around town.
Sounds good. Well, thank you.
And we have Jen Jen is in the chat room, and she's saying you have to go to Canada too. So.
Oh, girl, Canada! Don't even get me started on Canada.
All right, thanks.
I love.
Thanks, Pam.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. I love Canada, dude. We did a show over there called YTV, and it's like their equivalent to like Nickelodeon network. Yeah, and we performed in front of like 5,000 people live, and it was insane. And we were actually on Much Music over there, so No Authority has kind of had a good following in Canada. So I'm looking forward to one day taking it to Canada. But like I said, it's all about my fans coming together and promoting my stuff and becoming more and more popular. I feel like the more popular we make it, the more we'll have backers to actually get involved, to go to these places, to go all around the world, which is what I want to do.
Never give up on your dreams.
Let's do it. Never give up.
Nope.
Keep going.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been a pleasure, and we can bring you into our family now, and we know you now, and now I can listen to your music and have that. We've got a bond now. So,
Yay.
Pam, do you want to add anything before we let him go, and then we're going to play his music after he is gone?
I'd want to thank you as well for coming on our show, and I'm so excited that we got to talk to you. I love your music. I love your soul, and I think you will bring a lot to this world.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much, man. You just touched my heart. I'm smiling ear to ear.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, you guys.
You're welcome, and we're going to play the music now for the fans. So thank you so much, Ricky. We'll talk soon on Twitter.
Fantastic.
God bless.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Up next is the title track to Manipulator, and the song is called Manipulator. Here we go. All right. That was Straight Jacket by Ricky Rebel. Love those lyrics. That's just right up my alley. Thank you so much for making that album and making that song, because that's just another one of those that keeps you inspired, and love it. What are your thoughts on that, ma'am?
You know how I feel about it. I just said in the chat room, it gave me goosebumps. It's a song that needs to be heard by everybody, especially the gay community that are having a problem with, coming out or what people are going to think of them. Just be who you are. Live to be yourself. That's it. I mean,
exactly.
You're a human being just like we are. Do it.
Exactly. So if you want to download his album, go to iTunes and you can download it. It's a great album. There's a lot of great songs on it, and there's also a remix at the end of Manipulator as well. So definitely check that out. Meanwhile, moving into the after show real quick, let's go ahead and tell you what's coming up next week. We're done for the week. Yay, high five. We made it 4 shows in a row. All right, we're going to be off for the next 3 days. Reality series will be delayed. It'll be back not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So we're going to have a break from that as well. But we'll be back next week with some soap opera goodness. We have, on Monday, Jennifer Bassey from All My Children will be with us. Tuesday, we have Andrew Trachetta from One Life to Live. Wednesday, we don't have a confirmed book date yet for anybody, so we might have the day off. We might have somebody slip in at the last minute. Thursday, we have singer, songwriter Amina. She'll be joining us as well, and we'll be promoting her music as well. You can see you can listen to her music on our website, thetributeseries.net. The following week, we have Texas Battle on Monday, coming back to announce the winners of his Bold and the Beautiful giveaway. The show is going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern instead of our normal 9 p.m. Eastern, so that's 9 p.m. Central for you, and then 7 on the West Coast. Then on that Tuesday, we have Jessica Morris, who played Jen Rappaport on One Life to Live. The following week, we have Elizabeth Hendrickson, tentatively, who plays Chloe Mitchell Abbott Fisher on Young and the Restless. On September 10th, we have Ralph Cole Jr. He's a comedic actor. He's really hysterical, and we're going to be talking to him, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of laughs there as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
September 17th, we have Julia Barr, who played Brooke Chandler on All My Children. So those are the ones that we've had officially booked, and we have a lot more that we're working on, so definitely stay tuned for the upcoming shows portion of our website. Either the soapseries.com or the tributeseries.net takes you to the same place, so definitely check that out. I want to thank everybody who downloads our show and listens to our show, whether it's by your computer or streaming it online or through your mobile device, iTunes. We appreciate all of it. We're up to 550,000 downloads this year so far, and we're just thrilled that we're being able to bring so much entertainment to all of you. So if you're new to our show, like if you're listening to us for the first time tonight, we may have interviewed somebody or I really don't call it interviewing. I feel like I'm just we're chatting with people, just pick up the phone call and catching up with an old friend. So you can go to our website, like I said, thetributeseries.net, and listen to any of our archive shows. Yesterday was our 100th show. We had actor, singer, and artist Nick Scotti on, so today was 101. So here's to another 100, right, Pam?
That's it.
And then
we're
working on a really, really, really big reunion show for you soap fans for an ABC show. That's all I'm going to say at this time. But if we can get it all worked together, it could be a phenomenal experience and a time for anybody who was a fan of who is a fan of ABC shows. We don't want to give too much out because we don't want to jinx it. But it's, we've already done 2.
We're going to say there's going to be definitely more than one person, and everybody loves these people.
Yes.
We're not even going to tell you which show, nothing.
No, not until we have a date locked in, because
that's right.
You don't want to get eager beaver, because then if something changes, then you're disappointed and we're disappointed. So
right.
Also, we did 2 other reunion shows already. We did one for As the World Turns with Maura West, Michael Park, and Mick Hazen, and then we did one just recently last week for Guiding Light, where we had Ron Raines, Tina Sloan, and Beth Chamberlain. So that was a lot of fun for those, for the shows that are no longer on the air. So anyway, so that's about it. Anything you can think of right off the top of your head?
Well, we're going to have, oh gosh, why do I always do this with his name? Jason Shane Scott, who played Will Rappaport. And it's probably going to be this month. I've just got to confirm a date with him, but he's definitely ready to come on from One Life to Live. So
yes, that'll be good. He's another hottie, so I'll just stand back and just listen to the hotties. I love when we get hotties on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go for the night. Everybody have a great weekend. There's 3 days ahead of us. Everybody do something. I'll blend a little bit of reality series into this. Just do something special for somebody else this week. And I challenge you to do something special for somebody you know or maybe a stranger. So do something good and tweet us and let us know if you did that. You can tweet us at Tribute Series. You can also tweet me at my new handle. I changed it to OMG It's Doug. So OMGITSDOUG. And you can tweet Pam at Pam72210. So with that, good night.
His next handle is going to be ADD Doug.
Well, you never know. I might change it now. All right. Thank you, Pam.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. So talk to you guys next week.
God bless everybody. Bye-bye.
Blog Talk Radio, where millions of hosts and listeners gather.